Hi, and welcome to this quick video on the new features in Groundhog version 2.3. My name is Ben Wood. I'm part of the software development team for Groundhog at the British Geological Survey. I'm going to talk about three things. I'm going to go through these pretty fast and we're going to do separate videos on each of these so you can dive into the details. So first thing to say, Groundhog exists in two versions. Groundhog Community, which is free for anyone to use for any purpose. It is a more basic version of the software. And Groundhog Professional, which is our low-cost commercial version, which includes additional features for conceptual site modeling and 3D geological modeling. Licenses for Groundhog Professional and free 30-day trials are available via our commercial reseller, LQN. Please check the link for more details. So I'm going to run through three high-level features today, just quickly to show you what's available. So let's dive in. Project Setup. There's a new button here, Configure Project. Now, this is available across both community and professional, and it gives you two wizards for rapid project setup. One is standard, which is just a generic version of the wizard, and one is for Great Britain, which just adds a few extra layers we've embedded from, for example, BGS geology maps. So I'm going to use the GB one. So it's arranged as a series of tabs that let you set up key data or information for the project. The first one is location. So you can simply type in a bounding box, or you can use imports from shapefiles. If you're in GB, you can use place name, and so on and so forth. There's a few options here just to get the project oriented. So if you're just looking for basic use and you don't care about geographic location, just set a min-max in meters and hit apply. But I'm just going to use a place name, which is going to allow me to show a few of the data layers. So when I do that, you can see, depending on whichever version you use, it will zoom the map to the selected area and it will put a red site boundary. If you've used a shapefile, it will use the shape. If you've just used a location or a min-max, it will just do a rectangle. I'm going to skip over this project details because this isn't really built out yet. But the idea behind this in future versions is you'll be able to put project metadata. This does kind of work at the moment. It will save the values, but you can only see them in this screen. If you're working in GB, you can switch on BGS map layers. This is a curated set of the layers we think will be the most commonly useful to you. So just check on the ones you want, hit apply. They will appear in the map, the currently visible map. Boreholes is just to simplify the import of basic borehole position information from a CSV and the downhole geology log from a CSV. So just click to browse the CSV, pick the collar file for the first tab, pick the geology file for the second tab, and then just map the fields that Groundhog needs, so like ID, easting, northing, etc., and hit import, and that should bring the data in. Just a bit of a shortcut. Elevation grid enables you to set the grid to one that's currently in the project, import a new grid from an ASCII file, set a grid at a fixed elevation if you don't have any data, or even to make a new grid from borehole start heights or collar heights, or ground levels, however you want to call it. And then layers and colors just enables you to add new layer codes to the project with colors so that you can use those for your drawing. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you, for this I'm just going to use a basic blank map window, is I'm going to talk a little bit about styling and annotations. These two subjects and these two new features are only available in Groundhog Professional. If you're interested in trying them out, you can easily get hold of a free 30-day trial license for that. Just email us groundhog@bgs.ac.uk. We'll be more than happy to set you up with that. So the new styling tools in Groundhog 2.3 can be used on the shape layers. So shape layers are a bit like in a GIS, you can just draw into them. So if I make the layer active, let's just place a couple of lines in a polygon. And the styling is now, if you click on a shape, you'll see this new button here for styling, or you can right click and style shape. And then we've got this new styling dialog so that you can set line style, line weight. You can change the color of the line. And for polygons, the same, except that you also get a an option to fill. And if you don't want any outline, you can just set that to 0. The next thing we've got in version 2.3 are what we call annotation shapes. So this is a feature that's only available in professional. So in community, you can create shape layers, but you can't style them. In community, you can't even create annotation layers or edit them, so you'll need professional for that. So new annotation layer, let's just create that. And then if I make this active, you'll see this little drawing palette here. So we've got options for label, call out. Graphic was already there in 2.2, and then we've got arrow and shape. So let's run through a couple of these. So I'll toggle on the label tool, and then I can just click to add a label, type in some text, and it will add that. And I can just keep clicking to add labels. Callouts, let's toggle to callout, works exactly the same way. And arrows, the same. Arrows by default don't assume that you want text or that you can add text. And then if you need access to more additional shapes, you can use this button here, which when you click will open a library of shapes. As you can see, these objects, when the layer is active, they can be highlighted and moved, they can be resized, and you can see that the text and the styling in these objects is locked to the zoom scale of the layer. You can rotate, and you can also go into the settings. So the style dialog here is more extended because it enables you to add more text into there, and you can see it auto formats. You can left align, center, right align, and you can change font. You can see if the text is too big for the shape, it simply spills over. Then you get, as with the shape layers, you can also change the style of all of these things. And you can also control dimensions and position from this set of controls here. And that gives you fairly good control if you spend a little bit of time to learn those tools and play around with the styling options to create quite nice layouts. So just as an example, I'm just going to show you the sample project, which demonstrates a bit of this styling. So you can see we've got various labels. We can place little graphics. We can style things differently here. And also all of those tools work in cross sections as well. So you can use it for things like for drawing and styling, water levels, contaminant plumes, just dropping labels in, and so on and so forth. Thank you very much.